Good evening, class. This is week 3 discussion question. My name is Dennis Edogun. The agenda for my presentation is as shown below. There are 5 slides. The first one covers in-demand skills. The second slide, emerging approaches to market research. The third slide, challenges. The fourth slide, opportunities. And the final one, application of lesson learned to research proposal. Slide number 1, in-demand skills. In a survey conducted by Spearhoff 2013, the 3 main skills that every successful market researcher should have are data analytics and data science, storytelling and visualization, sales, and business knowledge. The first one, the importance of other sub-marketing skills is winning in favor of comfort and competence in data use and interpretation. Employers want to see market researchers comfortable with not only analysis, but with handling large data sets and synthesizing data across many sources. So all of this come into play with knowledge of data analytics and data science. The second one is storytelling and visualization. Data analytics remain at the top, but it is followed closely by critical thinking, strategy, and innovation. As we chart career paths in the research industry, development must begin to focus on the big picture beyond the data itself. It is important to think critically as informed by the data and plan strategically for the future. Respondents also felt that sales and business knowledge and storytelling and visualization are important skills to gain and develop as your career progresses. The researcher of the future will require not only top-notch data science skills, but a broader, more strategic focus as well. And finally, sales and business knowledge. I mean, there is no doubt about this. So every researcher should know about sales and have knowledge of business to succeed in the industry of the future. The second slide has to do with emerging approaches to market research. Ming, Daniel, and Gates, 2015, see marketing research as the planning, collection, and analysis of data relevant to marketing decision making and the communication of the results of these analyses to management. Palermo 2018 proposed the following as emerging approaches to market research. Number 1, social media analytics. Number 2, text analytics. Number 3, mobile ethnography. Number 4, research gamification. Number 5, sensory testing. And finally, crowdsourcing. Social media analytics assesses the effectiveness of a post. A few examples of what social media analytics can tell user is the number of likes and shares, impressions such as the amount of people the post was shown to, and link clicks. There are also several platforms and systems large organizations use to track sentiment and reaction to their brand, new products, or services. Social media sentiment and monitoring is a game changer because it can save an awful lot on traditional market research. If people are voluntarily talking about a brand or product unprompted, it's likely to be more real and less biased than if it were asked by a market research company. Sentiment and social trackers allow brands to remain in the background and understand conversations around their products and services without having to recruit participants to to a focus group or invite them to take a survey. The second one is test analytics. Researchers use test analytics when analyzing open-ended questions or tests from respondents. Test analytics can refer to word clouds, which makes words used more frequently larger, but more in-depth test analytics refer to automated categorization of tests. Outputs can be in the form of word counts of the most common words used, charts indicating how many responses were positive versus negative, and more. Other models include sentiment analysis, topic modeling, and word correlation. As these systems get more advanced with the analysis of text, the term shifts more towards text mining. The third one is mobile ethnography. Mobile ethnography, a new emerging research methodology, breaks down the barriers between the researcher and participants. For these types of studies, a researcher observes the action of a participant over a period using their mobile devices. Results from these studies can be used to answer questions of consumers' motivations, attitudes, beliefs, and values. Mobile ethnography makes the observation process between the researchers and participants easy. Participants can use their phone to answer log information in an online journal and record video. Making communication easier and faster also means research can be conducted easier and faster. The next one is research gamification. Research gamification is a new emerging research methodology. It refers to the process of making survey questions gamified, that's making more fun and game-like. An example of this could be a matching game where respondents are asked to draw words from a word bank and match them to various brands. The results from research gamification can lead to a higher survey completion rate and more engaged respondents. Research gamification is fun and it keeps survey respondents engaged, which leads to higher quality data. Gamification keeps our market research very interesting. Sensory testing. Sensory testing refers to the research of taste, sound, smell, feel, design, or look. This type of research is most commonly used in the development stage of a product. For example, a hot cocoa company decides to create a new low-calorie hot cocoa, but wants it tastes as close to the original product as possible. Sensory testing would create a controlled environment for several taste testers who provide feedback on each of the new recipes so the company can proceed with its best choice. Sensory testing brings rigor to traditional taste testing. Sensory testing, however, is more scientific. Participants are given private spaces, air is controlled, and the time each participant has to taste is precise. The final one is crowdsourcing. In simple terms, crowdsourcing means a group of people are asked to provide feedback. The idea is that there is a large, relatively open group of people who are willing to answer questions, but the key is to ask the right questions to meet your research objective. An example could be a cookie company releasing several new flavors and asking consumers to buy, try, and rate online which flavor they like best. A side benefit to research like this is driving customers to the brand's website or social media pages, which further engages customers. The overall idea is to take a project and outsource it to a group of people. It opens up research-like activities to the masses rather than having to conduct a scientific survey with a random sample of respondents. Crowdsourcing plays off the principle that a brand can directly interact and get feedback from large groups without using traditional market research methodologies. Slide number 3. Slide number 3 talks about challenges in market research. Based on a survey conducted by Polester in 2018, about 10 key challenges were identified, which was further condensed down into 3 main themes, which are technology innovation related, data related, providing value, and competition. Continuing to adapt to the speed at which technology is growing and learning how to utilize and integrate its capabilities to provide businesses with better results is a key challenge today. Second, data related providing value, becoming more than just insights provider, but partners with businesses in research endeavors by trying understanding the greater purposes of their research such that we are change activists who provide compelling stories. Finally, competition. How to handle the increased presence of cheaper online DIY, which means do-it-yourself research tools, and the encroachment by non-research-based companies into the market is a major challenge. In the next slide, slide number 4, one of these will be turned into opportunity. Slide number 4, opportunity. Per Polestone 2018, technology utilization is the most obvious near-term opportunity, but the scope needs to be expanded. For instance, online qualitative research offers loads of opportunities via webcam online focus group, improving virtual focus groups with telepresence, using channel M2 to conduct online focus groups, using the web to find focus group participants, online individual in-depth interviews, marketing research, online communities. These These tools are available through online qualitative research methodology and must be exploited going forward. Finally, slide number 5, application of the lesson learned to research proposal. Knowledge, they say, is power. And what I've learned here uh, that we aid my work going forward can be summarized below. Number 1, data analytics, data science will be an enabler of market research. I mean, it's very, very obvious. Every researcher needs to develop the capability to not only gather data, but also analyze and communicate in an effective and efficient manner. The use of emerging research approaches will lead to increased capabilities and efficiency in the industry. For instance, we talked about what social media analytics is about, because today, almost everybody everywhere in the world have access to a cell phone. Majority of people have access to a cell phone that directs them into the internet. So with that, social media has become a very veritable tool to reach out to people in large quantities. And these skills needs to be utilized uh, in my research proposal as well. So that was the last slide on the end of my presentation. So at this moment, if you have questions as well as contributions, please feel free. The floor is open now for some questions, contributions, and answers. Well, it appears there are no questions. So if there are no questions, thank you very much for your time. This is the end of my presentation, and do have a pleasant night. Bye-bye.